He had an MRI this morning, and we'll have the results this afternoon. Looked okay. You know, he didn't practice, but you know, we'll see. I don't think it's serious, but we'll see.
Are you still optimistic that Andre can play on Friday?
Yeah, Andre practiced today. He looked better, so we'll just take it day by day. We'll see.
And a lot of the guys after the game last night talked about communication breakdown, especially in that fourth quarter there. Is there a way to overemphasize what Draymond and Andre do in that regard?
Well, yeah, they're obviously kind of the linchpins to our defense, but that's no excuse. I mean, we still have to communicate and make the right reads and that kind of stuff. And I talked about conditioning last night, and conditioning is not just physical; it's mental too. And we were not ready mentally to play that game, even when we weren't tired. Like, you know, early in the game, we're committing fouls that took us out of our rotation. Steph picked up a couple that he didn't need to, and then we're swimming upstream because our rotation is kind of messed up. And there were other lapses too. After made baskets, transition threes for them, we neglect to pick up. That's not physical conditioning, that's mental conditioning. And so that's where we need to get better, and we will.
Is that just a matter of time, or is there anything specific that you need to do?
I think it's mental work. It's when I say we're not in great shape, I can't come in here today and run them because they're tired from last night. So the physical conditioning will come as we play these games in the next week or two. But what we can do is really lock in mentally when we're watching film, understanding what our focus is, game plan. And it may not seem like it's a difficult thing to do, but there's a different mentality from summer to training camp to regular season to playoffs. You got to keep getting sharper and sharper. That's where we can make the most improvement right now, is just being sharp mentally.
Does the early road trip not kind of make things ideal in that regard to get back, to get into the shape that you want to get to?
I don't even think of it that way. It's just, you play the schedule that's in front of you, and in some ways we're still in training camp, in terms of what we're trying to accomplish. So that means we got to use these games to get better and hopefully win some of them while we're at it.
Today, more focus on video or
more video? Yeah, we only did about a half hour on the floor, mostly skill work. Watched a lot of video. And that game was a weird game because we were shooting the ball well and scoring enough to win, but we never had control of it the way we normally have control of a game, with defense, with toughness, and I'm a baseball fan, so I'm watching all the playoffs. It was like last night was like our starter went out with an injury in the second inning, right? And now you got to go to your bullpen early, and now you can't get the matchups you want, and maybe you've already used your setup man in the fifth inning, and you got to bring your closer in, or like everything was out of whack from the beginning, and so we never really got into the rhythm that we needed. We had a lot of combinations out there last night that, and obviously some of that was the injury to Andre and the injury to Draymond, but we had some combinations that we've never even had before. But that's good. It's good for us. Great game for Jordan Bell and Looney to see that kind of action. Patrick McCaw, still a young player, playing him down the stretch was great. And I'm all about the big picture, and I'm not too concerned with the loss. I would have preferred to win, obviously, but it was a good game for us in many ways because we see where we can get better, and our young guys got really good experience.
When did Andre tweak the
Late third quarter, I think. Yeah, it was the other ankle.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. So he just slipped on the floor, and he's shooting down there right now, so we'll see if he's okay. But it was a tough break. He sprained both ankles in the last week.
Did he practice today?
No.
Is Draymond's status that Andre's potential status, or
No. I mean, if Andre's banged up, he won't play, and we'll just make do with what we have. So hopefully Andre we'll be okay. He's been getting better the last every day. He's been getting better. He's pretty confident that he's on the right track. So hopefully he'll play. But we got a back-to-back too, so we'll see.
Maybe just say, hey, you're only one of the two.
Possibly. We haven't gotten that far yet, so we'll figure it out.
Mooney several fourth quarter minutes last night. What do you think that he gave in this situation?
I thought he did a really good job staying in front of Chris Paul and Harden. And Houston's probably the hardest team in the league to guard because they're so unconventional. And they kind of take you out of your traditional defensive concepts. And so you have to have bigs who can stay in front of people and use their length. And Looney did a really good job with that. Jordan did at times, and then there were other times where he struggled, typical rookie. But I felt really good about Looney's performance, and he's earned those minutes too. He's had a great camp, and it's important to us to really develop our young players, and I'm not afraid to throw any of them out there crunch time, and I thought it was a good experience for Looney and for Jordan.
You said, foul trouble kind of threw it off. Some of that was usually Steph reaching. But we seem to do pretty well one-on-one with Harden. They were looking to get him on to Harden. How do you think he's grown defensively over this,
Steph?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the main thing is the reaching. Last night it wasn't so much the reaching, it was just decision making. His first one, he got on the wrong side of Chris Paul, and he held him. And then with 8 minutes left in the first quarter, he's already got one. He tried to jump, was it Chris at half court? And I thought Chris traveled, but whether he did or not shouldn't make any difference because Steph should not be out at half court, picking him up and risking a foul. The thing with Steph is, I told him this today, he was a plus 17 at halftime in 11 minutes, and he made one shot. He had a horrible half by his standards, but he's a plus 17. He's so good, and he causes so much disturbance for the defense that we just need him out there. And he's got to stay out of foul trouble. Sometimes it's going to happen, but last night was his fault. He didn't need to commit the first two fouls. The third one was shaky. He might have reached a little bit over Anderson's shoulder. But don't reach, right? If you don't reach and you stay out on the floor, we are way better when Steph Curry's on the floor. I know that's probably news to you, but nobody has figured that out yet. I have.
And when you see teams, trying to get the switch onto them, and he was saying last night, he likes that.
Yeah.
He wants that. Is that kind of, go against your whole Steph, go get foul trouble if he's going to go one-on-one with some of these great offensive players?
As long as he doesn't reach. I like when teams try to do that because it generally takes them out of their rhythm. But that's kind of how Houston plays anyways. So it's different with Houston, but I thought Steph did a good job on Harden last night. He basically stayed in front of him. He made a couple tough shots, but that's what's interesting is in the past maybe the foul trouble has come on reaches. And it wasn't reaches last night. It was just poor decisions, and Steph knows that. But that the thing that I try to impress upon him is that he's just so important to us. Even when he's not making shots, he's one of the few guys in the league who can affect the game so dramatically without even making a shot. And so when he goes out, not only do we lose the gravity that he provides to our offense, but it changes our rotation, and now we're getting into some different combinations that we were not planning on, and he wasn't the only one. KD got in foul trouble, Draymond got in foul trouble. It was a theme during the preseason. We fouled way too much, and I know we're focused on Steph's fouls, but it's really the whole team. We've got to defend without fouling.
Speaking of those new rotations, I know you don't expect Nick Young to lead the team scoring every game, but just tell us a little bit about what he brought to the table last night.
Well, he did what he's been doing in this league for a long time. That's why we brought him here to make open shots, and he was great. Kept our offense going when we were in that foul trouble, and he had a hell of a game. And what's exciting is that Nick can get a lot better too as he gets more comfortable with what we do, the way we play.
What did you see from him defensively?
He's pretty good defensively. He's got the size and the length to challenge shots. We want him to be more active. We want all of our guards to be more active, rotating, rebounding, loose balls, and that's what I'm focusing on with Nick, and I've talked to him about that.
He seems like one of those guys. The lights come on,
Yeah.
the ball goes up, and he's good.
Yeah. It's no question. There's certain guys who just play better when it counts, and I think he's one of them.
You have to be in shape.
What's that?
You have to be in shape to make that.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
Did you see the Klay Thompson lookalike?
I did. I thought it was a perfect metaphor for our conditioning level as a team.
Did you almost turn around and throw him in the game?
I turned around. I was like, Klay, you have a few extra burgers last night? What happened? That was great. I love that guy. I saw him actually at the top of the ramp when I was pulling in, 2.5 hours before game time. It's hilarious.
Did you do a double take then, or not really?
Just laughed.
Yeah.
I just laughed. By the way, do you guys know that Looney and Nick Young are cousins? Yeah, I didn't even know that. I meet Nick's mom last night, and I know Loon's mom. Oh yeah, they're first cousins. I had no idea. You guys knew and I didn't know. That's pathetic on my part.
In your mind, how much does the mental conditioning stuff have to do with the fact that you guys are so deep and you guys know the talent that you guys have at your disposal?
I don't put those things together. I think it's more than anything. It's just we need more work. Practice time, and we will get to the rotations that we need. And I think we would have gotten to them last night had we not had the foul trouble. But it doesn't have anything to do with our depth. It has to do with the lack of work. We need more work.
How much does the abbreviated preseason play into that? The trip to China, only playing 4
I vowed last week that I would not reference China anymore. It was about a week ago, so I'm not going to mention China. All right, thank you.
Thank you.